Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into some quick sewing hacks that will seriously save you time and make your sewing projects a breeze. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, these tips and tricks are for you. Let's get started. First up, the Wonder Clips. Forget about using pins for everything. Wonder Clips are these amazing little clips that hold fabric layers together securely. They're especially great for thicker fabrics, or when you're working with delicate materials that might snag on pins. Just clip them along the edge, and you're good to go. They're super fast and easy to use, and you can sew right over them. Just make sure to remove them before the needle gets there. Next, let's talk about pre-washing your fabric. This one's a game changer. Before you even start sewing, wash and dry your fabric. This prevents shrinkage later on after your garment is finished. Imagine spending hours on a beautiful dress, only to have it shrink after the first wash. Pre-washing also removes any sizing or chemicals that might be on the fabric, making it easier to work with. Trust me, it's worth the extra step. Now, for a quick tip about thread. Keep your thread organized. Nothing wastes time like a tangled mess of thread. Use thread organizers, or even simple bobbins, to keep your spools neat and tidy. This way, you can easily grab the color you need without any frustration. You can even color code your thread organizers for different projects or fabric types. Moving on to a time-saving trick for seams: chain piecing. Chain piecing is when you sew multiple pieces together, end to end, without cutting the thread in between. You can sew a whole bunch of seams in one go, and then snip the threads to separate them. This is fantastic for things like quilting, or sewing multiple pieces of clothing. It's a huge time saver. Let's talk about measuring. Instead of constantly measuring and marking with a ruler, try using your sewing machine's seam allowance guide. Most machines have markings that indicate common seam allowances, like inch or inch. Just line up your fabric with the guide, and you'll get a consistent seam every time. This is especially helpful for beginners. Another handy hack is to use a seam ripper carefully. When you inevitably make a mistake, don't fret. Learn how to use your seam ripper effectively. Insert the tip under a single stitch and gently slice. Be careful not to cut the fabric. Work slowly and deliberately to avoid damaging your project. For cutting fabric, consider using a rotary cutter and cutting mat. They're much faster and more accurate than scissors. Place your fabric on the mat, and use the rotary cutter and ruler to make clean, straight cuts. It might seem intimidating at first, but with practice, you'll be cutting fabric like a pro. Always protect your cutting surface. Finally, let's talk about pressing. Press your seams as you go. Pressing opens the fabric and creates smooth lines. Pressing helps your project look more professional. It's a small step that makes a big difference in the finished look. So there you have it, some quick sewing hacks to save you time. I hope these tips help you with your projects. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more sewing tutorials and tips. Happy sewing!